Hi, I'm Jill.
And I'm Gianna.
And welcome to the We Watch It All podcast,
where we watch it all and give you our opinions.
AKA the opinions no one ever asked for, but we're going to give it, and oh boy, we got nothing for you, but somebody gave us a gift, which is sad. It really shouldn't be a gift.
I'm hoping you're talking about Shannon.
I am.
Yeah, so we're going to, let's be upfront
I should say somebody gave Gina a gift.
Yes, so we're going to be upfront here. Listen, New York was kind of like as always. So we are going to talk about
it was more
Shannon
than it normally is.
Yeah, so I'll put timestamps. So if you're here just for New York, timestamp Shannon and we'll timestamp New York so you can choose what you want to listen to. I'm sure, sadly, to start with Shannon. So Shannon, this news got released of Shannon on Monday, which is typically when our OC podcast goes up. Now, we don't film our podcast on Monday, but it was already edited, ready to go, and be uploaded on Monday. So there was no way we could go back and talk about this. You were at work when the news dropped. I FaceTimed you and I said, I have news for you, and you have to FaceTime me because I need to see your reaction when I tell you this news. That was one.
Yeah, I couldn't have. I couldn't.
I just
couldn't have guessed it, to be honest.
I opened Instagram and it was the first thing I saw, the TMZ article. If you don't know what we're talking about, Shannon Beador has been arrested and charged with a hit and run and a DUI.
Is that the person's house?
Yes. So matter of fact, so I have a couple things here. We'll definitely probably have to talk about this again on our OC. That'll probably be the next time we talk about it because it's already been 24 hours and so much more has come out. I actually have the TMZ. Can you stop?
Wait, I thought I shut my phone ringer off. Sorry, I turned it actually on. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
So from Monday, it was just released what had happened. And then today, it got released the video of the actual crash. So I'm going to let you watch that now. I've watched it. And I said when you get home, and I figured, let's get her first initial reaction right here on the podcast. Maybe liven it up or something.
I'm ready.
All right, you want to do that now, and then we'll discuss a little bit more about.
Like I was just saying, I just saw pictures now.
Yeah, I did see some of those.
I mean, this poor person's tray. We've had our retaining wall taken out as well.
Oh my God, yes. We came home from an Emblem 3 concert, if anybody even remembers them, X Factor. And we came home and there was like a Irish beer festival happening at a church. And they right over our lawn and took down the rocks. And that's why we're not homeowners anymore.
All right. No, that's really not it. But,
no.
We do know what it feels like to have your, I mean, the sad thing is, like, that's right by these people's door.
Yeah, take a look. This is definitely something that, honestly, people should be lucky they're not outside. But if you actually look in the background, you can see...
This says Archie was in the car?
Yes, we'll get into that.
Okay.
We'll get into that a little bit. If you actually look back here, there's a main street back there, and people do come to see. Here she comes. She really, took that turn.
Wow.
And
yeah, she really did. She comes in, and it looks like it could be a one-way street. I don't think it is, but it's not a very, very wide street. Let's just say that. But that was a pickup truck there on the corner. She could have
clipped too. Yeah. And see, there are cars here. And if you actually go a little bit further in the video, you can see that looks like there's people that are back here that come out and kind of are moving around.
Yeah,
so she could have definitely
hit
and
somebody.
Look, they're crossing right behind our car. So she could have, definitely.
Well, if she decided to back up and stuff, yeah.
She wasn't careful yet. Somebody could have gotten hit.
Yeah, luckily when she was there, nobody was. But I think they might have came out because they heard
her. Yeah, there's no way you didn't hear that. There's no audio to this. It's like somebody's security camera. But what had happened was she was drunk driving, drove. Now, after the video, they don't have that, but she pulls away. She abandons the car and gets
out. She parked
out
it somewhere, yeah.
with her dog, which is that's the part that boggles my mind. Why was the dog there? Where were you drinking that the dog would be there? And you listened to Tamara and Teddy's podcast.
Yeah.
And what's so funny is Tamara said, oh yeah, I talked to her the day after because they have more Tres Amiga events coming up. And she said, she didn't tell me anything about this. Tamara, love you dearly, but I'm sorry. If I did that and it wasn't released to the public,
yeah, exactly.
Tamara's the last person I'm telling. I don't care how close she is to me. Tamara's got a big mouth. And also supposedly, I don't know if this is confirmed, but since we're mentioning Tamara, she's potentially going to be on season 2 of Traitors.
Oh, she'll be good on that.
Yeah, I know. So there's all that, but it's crazy.
It is. They're saying that she was coming from John's house A couple.
Interesting.
That's what a couple of them are saying, that she was.
There's nothing
look
that's
at the little photo of Archie. He's such an accomplice in this and has no idea.
He has no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. They're saying that it was a tough year for her. I feel like people are already throwing up excuses for her. I was listening to Teddy, like you said, we were listening kind of like out in the open here together, and I mean,
out in the open here together.
No, like, you know, together we were listening.
I know,
like,
but it was
not
just
with
the way you
headphones is what
phrased
I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're saying that she, you know, had a rough year, and you know, we know all this, but like, guess what? Gina had a rough year too when she. And Luann had a rough year. It was all.
Oh my god, the TMZ
all guy related as
the
well
TMZ
as you know.
post actually. Then they had to make a whole own article just about all these housewives that are constantly arrested for drinking and driving, which is crazy. I will also say, this is like a horrible thing to say, but in my opinion, we were like, Shannon should be on the chopping block. Sadly, I think this horrible thing solidified another season, because she kind of got lucky in the sense that it didn't happen while they were filming. It didn't happen close enough to when they finished filming. It didn't happen before the reunion. There's no need for her to go back to Watch What Happens Live to promote, because she just did it with the Tres Amigas. So she kind of has this like of no questioning, besides these Tres Amiga events they're doing. But I don't think they're going to allow anybody to question this.
Oh, I don't think so, because I don't think it's that kind of event. Like, I think it's like
more like a performance.
Yeah, it's like performance and entertaining. But I mean, there is a on this one for November 16th that I just happened to find in Phoenix, Arizona. There's a pre-show VIP cocktail party at 6:00, so that could be an interesting little thing. But I'm sure she is absolutely mortified. Oh, yeah. There's just no way. The police have seized her car, they said, for investigation purposes, and there's no way she's
because
not like...
I think it also, what makes it so much worse is the fact that she just came down on Gina for all of this.
Well,
and then lied about Gina's situation too to make it even worse. And in a weird way, like I said, I do see this being a reason why she would get like another season, because now all the girls are going to want to talk about it, you know, confront her in person and have that whole thing. But honestly, I definitely now think she may need a season off, because she's not even filming, and I think she needs like a little.
She definitely.
I think she needs a break.
Yeah, she definitely does. I can't imagine what the husband. I saw a picture of him. I can't imagine what he must have thought. So the one thing that we are missing, is the mug shot.
Which is that's classic housewife gold.
I will be so disappointed if there's no mugshot. Oh. And I mean, I don't mean that to be mean, but I
fear there may not. Because I feel like it would have came out with the release,
too.
but
I also thought the video would have came out quicker too. Because you know darn well somebody's got a doorbell cam, whatever you call it, you know, ring cam, and that I'm surprised. But
I think there's still. I definitely think as we go out throughout this week, we're gonna get more and more and more, and that's why I'm saying we'll have to discuss more in the OC. But she should really hope there is no mugshot, because they're gonna slap that on with the Sonia, the Luann, the Tinsley mugs, and
she'll be right up in there in all the mugshots. I mean, it does say that you're taken into custody, booked, processed, possibly a mugshot. It doesn't say definite, but fingerprints are there. They could have asked her to undergo, you know, the drug screening for alcohol. You can refuse that too, but that can add penalties, I think, when you're getting charged for something. I mean, clearly, if you're crashing into a house, you're drunk.
And then leaving,
Yeah, you're pretty much drunk. But it says most people are released from jail a few hours later, which I think she was.
Yeah.
Once you post bail, especially if it's like a first time. Now, listen, we all know this is not her first time drinking, but I guess, you know,
first
offense. And it says, you know, you'll have it. Look, the DMV does a lot of stuff. I don't know if it's the same California as it is here, but I know our DMV, man, they impose a lot of crap on you. And this one doesn't seem any different. Like it says, they'll suspend your license, which they did to Gina. They suspended her license. Have criminal charges brought against you, possibly by the prosecutor. A DUI arrest. DUI arrest automatically triggers like a process in the DMV that will cause you to have to like surcharges and penalties and all that kind of stuff, so that's not good. And she could face criminal charges because it is a hit and run, so it could lead to, you know, probation, fines, mandatory alcohol education, which I think Gina had to do that too. I know she had to do community service, a bit of it, didn't she?
I think so.
Because I think there was like stuff of her picking up trash. I don't know why.
Was that Luann? It's so hard to keep straight
I thought Gina had to do something as well. I don't know what she had to do, but...
Well, all I know is Shannon better call the guy she called Gina.
I'm sure she probably has that call right.
Maybe that's how she got out of the mugshot.
But it does say first-time DUI offense in California. The typical consequences are 3 years of informal probation, fines of $390 plus penalty assessments, and attending a first offenders alcohol program. Jail time is often not required for first offense, but can be in the presence of certain aggravating factors like speeding. I mean, she did speed around that corner. And I fear for Archie. I pray that if she did speed around that corner, he was buckled in.
Right? Like, I just pictured the dog sliding from one end of the car to the other. No joke. Even if he was in the front, in the passenger seat, like, he would still get thrashed. Like, I mean, I don't know how she didn't get thrashed.
They also did address here, like, what happens if you're arrested with the presence of a pet, and she could have gotten endangerment of an animal, but they say that they would take the animal from them and give it to a responsible person for the time being to, I guess, hold. Yeah, because you think about, she was going to jail. You know, yeah, they found her. She was going to jail. So
they're not like recruiting him for the canine unit.
We don't know like where this is in relationship to her house. She could have been very close to her house. Yeah, we don't really know. So maybe they allowed her to like put him back. But here's the other thing: did she park the car and was she close enough to her house that she went to get? No, I would have just went in my house too. I would have just went in my house and not come out. I was gonna say, like, did she go in and get Archie? But she has some weird thought patterns, like where she would go in, get the dog, and pretend to be walking the dog, maybe to try to find out what's going on.
No, but they're saying she parked the car, got out of the car with the dog, and was walking with the dog, and trying to pass off that she was walking the dog.
Well, they also say.
Here's my thing. I wonder how. I mean, I guess they ran her plates and saw it was registered to Shannon, asked this lady if she saw anything. Like, I do wonder how they got the correlation to lady walking her dog on the street, car, how quickly did they come? Like, how far did she make it? Because it looked like she was turning onto a main road off this camera. Yeah. Like, it looked like this was a side street and she was going to turn onto a main road, and from there, like, where did she go? Because in my head, when I heard all this, I pictured, like,
to know her thought process, because she obviously thought she was going to, like, abandon ship, get away with it. And
like, so she couldn't, I mean, not that she couldn't have been that drunk, but I don't know. Unless that just sobered her up, like in like a mental state. I don't really know.
I mean, I'm sure it did jar her a lot, but it does say that under criminal law in California, a hit and run that damages only property is a misdemeanor, while a hit and run of a person is a felony. Yeah. So the prosecutor must be able to prove beyond reasonable doubt that all these elements are there. Like, so if she's involved in an accident while driving the vehicle, if the accident caused damage to another person's property, if you know you were involved in an accident causing damage and you knew it and you basically left the scene, it's just
yeah, I think like, why did you abandon the car? Why didn't you take it home?
I don't know, but this says,
I feel like you would have been like less.
I don't know if this is for the felony, but this basically says that the legal penalties include up to 6 months in a county jail and a fine of $1,000 depending on your prior criminal history, which she obviously doesn't have any. And the judge typically will order probation for 3 years and require you to complete community service, which I think is exactly what will happen to her. Yeah. I think she'll get fined. I think she'll get community service, and she'll be on probation probably. It's just like a sad scene. Poor Archie. Like, people are posting, well, it is sad because people are, like, posting pictures of him, like, poor dog, like, you know, he's just...
Like, how did he get involved in this? Like, that is my question. Like, what? Like, huh? Like, how was the dog involved?
I'm just curious. Like, Andy hasn't said anything.
Okay, I think there was something he said on his series show, but I didn't completely listen to it.
Well, supposedly somebody here said that yesterday or today, she was supposed to be on the Jeff Lewis show on Friday, and she has since, of course, canceled that, so she's not going to be there. But I'm just curious, like, what the husband, the kids, I really feel bad for them, because that's just not, you know, not what they need, so to speak, after they're dealing with their dad and his news and I'm sure all the nonsense that she's been dealing in general, just in general is like, you know, we probably won't hear from Shannon anytime soon. I don't think we'll hear from her at all, because if she's not listening, she is friendly with Tamara. So the fact that when they were speaking and they're doing these business engagements together, the fact that she didn't say anything, I guess to her,
maybe she was thinking at least, okay, I obviously she knows she was arrested, she knows all these, she knows she'll get the charges, but you know, maybe she was like, maybe I'll get away with it. Nobody in the news will know about it. I don't know. That's not going to happen. But maybe she thought that. So she was like, I'm not going to tell somebody. All right. Well, there's that. And let's do New York now. I'm going to be honest.
You know what, though? I've got to be... I know it's like we said, it's not nice. But it's a break from the Ariana drama.
What?
Shannon. Like, I felt like it was time for something new. I don't think...
Oh, like a Bravo scandal?
Yeah, like, so she has come in clutch with, like, something. You know what I'm saying?
So, New York, I'm going to preface this by saying one important factor. We sat down to watch the show, and I instantly got the most painful stomach ache of my life. And then I would leave, come back, and while I watched the show, mentally I wasn't there. I had such a bad stomach ache. So I do have quite a few notes, but not a lot. Like, it's just, you know. So I'm going to blame my stomach ache on them. That's where I think it came from. I think they gave me something, because I was totally fine. I'm sitting here. She's making some garlic noodle pasta, saying these are her best noodles yet. And my stomach says, you have to leave the premises now. So I'm going to just blame them for my stomach ache.
Okay. It's a Naughty-ical by nature, I guess.
Or it's Naughty-ical by nature.
You know what? Whatever. Okay. It's episode 10, season 14. Guys, it's the toilet. Let it go. Look at Bird Brain over there.
Did you just call my cat Bird Brain?
Yes, she gets nutty. Sky, it's the toilet. Relax. You were in such a deep sleep, you let that wake you up.
Wake you up,
whatever. Somebody's awake now. Anyhow, as you can see, anything is more interesting than these gals right now, which is really sad. But it just starts with the next day, and the girls are doing their typical, like, morning stuff and getting ready, and some are exercising, some are not, some are claiming to. I guess they have, like, a house guy that's kind of like the cook and cleaning and stuff. I mean, that's always nice.
They usually always have a chef.
But honestly, it was absolutely uneventful. I mean, you have Bryn and Erin, they were trying to get a little something there. She was trying to break down what happened last night with Jessel.
Well, okay.
Which turns out to be the whole rest of the episode.
Couple things here.
And it's not even interesting.
First off, Erin was working out. Bryn comes up and Bryn's like, I have celery juice. And that's the first thing Erin questions. Oh, you have celery juice. Not the giant stalk of celery in Bryn's hand. She never questions that.
No, she did. She said, she said, I don't know if you want me to stick it in here or not.
No, well, Bryn brought it up. Yeah, but I'm just saying, when she came up and she looks at Bryn, she doesn't go, why do you have a celery stalk in your hand? Doesn't question that. And then when they sit down and have a conversation, it's very quick. You can miss it. Bryn has like a whole pack of hair ties.
I saw that too.
A new one that she's like completely ripping. Pack of hair ties. And I was just like, so she brought up herself celery stalk.
I didn't even see her put a hair
no,
tie.
She did. She did like, it was like a very like loose little thing that she did. But that was my thing.
Just randomly need a
and
whole
nobody questioned
pack of 20.
any of this.
No.
Nobody questioned any of it. And then my other issue was, so what you're saying they're going to talk about is, I'm seeing this flashback to a dinner. I'm going, when was this dinner? Where is this dinner from? And it took me a minute to realize, oh, this is the dinner they were
getting ready for.
And then we just never saw.
Yeah.
And
they do this a lot on this episode, on this particular season. There's a lot of things that like just
it was
a
little. It was like an OC moment. And I was like, oh.
But you kind of like a whole night.
Yeah, a whole night just gone, and it was clearly very important this whole night, because it left me like confused for a while. Like, there was a decent point in the episode then when I started talking about it, I'm like,
because
oh my god, yeah, they were supposed to be going to dinner.
But remember when they first flashed back, it was showing the dinner that we have already seen, and I'm like, wait, this can't be the dinner from last night because Bryn is there.
Yeah.
So they started with that little bit of flashback, but then they kind of...
That was just to remind us, and then
then they kind of went into, I think the next one was a little bit of it.
I looked at my head, I'm like, oh wait, this is different looking. These seats are different. The chair, like the setting's a little bit different, and that's the way I realized. But I really sat there for a while thinking, what dinner is she talking about?
Yeah, that's the dinner that nobody saw.
Because it was like confusing.
Before, after, and during. Apparently, stuff happened after that sets up a fight with Erin and Uba as well. So that we didn't see either. We see that in a flashback. But she really touches on like telling us what the whole crux of the thing was. Is that they're and I saw it too, and I'm sure all of us saw it, is that I don't know why you'd feel like you have to compete, but I guess you would in a certain respect. When you got, Sai with her sad mom dying story, and Uba with her mom with the cancer dying story, and her being homeless, Sai, and then Bryn having no family and not having her diaper changed.
Then there's Jenna.
Jenna's got her whole host of things.
The only one that I don't know is that we said we don't know is Erin. So it's like
Erin, I guess, just doesn't have something.
Majority of the group has like they've got like a tragic upbringing.
Yeah, something that was like really life changing in their life and stuff. And I understand what she's trying to say. She's not trying to say that her thing is like theirs, but she was not this Indian princess that they think she was. Just because your mother paid attention to you or something. Yeah, that you are more fortunate, obviously, than everybody else. But I do agree with what Uba said. She made a comment about, because they were trying to pick on Jessel, saying that she said something about having $20 in her account, and that's all she had. And honestly, they're talking about her trying to have this elaborate story to compete with them. But every time she did say something, Sai would jump in and be like, well, how about having -400? Or how about having... So you are trying to compete with her. Like, because she's just trying to tell you the story that may not be... It doesn't... Why does it have to be tragic? And she wasn't telling it. Like, she wasn't coming into the story going,
when they asked her, they were like, we don't know anything about you, Jess, will tell us. And then she
wasn't telling it like, oh, I had such a horrible
I'm sure maybe some point
upbringing,
she did maybe, drum up the stuff and things like that. Like you said, when Uba said the $0 or the $20, like $20 isn't gonna pay your rent or buy you food.
No,
really.
That's what Uba said. Like, you're broke. It doesn't matter.
It's not like she was like, all I had was a month's rent. Like, okay, great, you did have a month's rent, but that's what she's trying to say is all I had was $20.
I mean, I get it. $20 can get you food at least. I get that. She wasn't coming saying her story, and I'm not a Jessel fan. She was not coming saying her story like, oh, my life was so horrible, and maybe it didn't go the way she wanted it, but so they were kind of, I think, riding her, especially Erin and Sai apparently were really like questioning her story and picking at her story and like I don't really know why they were so hopped up on it, but so they ultimately go to get ready, and I guess this was the setup for what was going on. And I think Erin actually even mentioned, I think it was at breakfast, the whole Uba throwing her in the pool thing to set up this whole prank possibility. So like they have this boat and this prank thing. Well, they're on the boat with this conflict between them, and they have this other potential prank that's going to go on.
My favorite thing,
this is what they got going on.
My one favorite thing from before they went to the boat, Sai says, don't wear high heels. I was like, thank God somebody in some show has common sense, because that's all we see on OC is them struggling in these heels. And she was like, do not wear heels. So I was like,
well, it's just foolish.
You would think,
But
I mean, I feel like if you're going somewhere like this, maybe you bring a 1 or 2 pairs, but you're probably going to be eating dinner on the beach like they are, so you should have a nice sandal or something.
Something you can walk in, some flat. But they get on to what looks like a catamaran almost type of boat. Like, it didn't feel like a yacht. I could be wrong, but I don't feel like it was
a yacht.
I think it was like one of those open ones, like, where they have a bottom and a top, but it's more like very open. I think that's like a catamaran. I don't know. I could be calling boats different things. But they do, I think that's when they do show the footage of Erin getting pushed into the pool, and it looked like, okay, they looked like they could have had some fun too. So like, why did we not see this? Like, no, instead we're just gonna go back to drumming up about Jessel's childhood, because now she brings it up and she tells Brynn, like, this is what it is. It's like, these two are talking about it here, so these two are talking about it here, now these two are talking about it, now let's do it as a group again. It's like really a bit much, because she starts telling how Erin and Sai were really coming down on her.
I thought was so funny was Brynn played completely dumb when she talked to Jessel and Uba about the situation. Like, she didn't know about the situation already with Erin.
She didn't offer it up. She didn't offer that.
Which, I mean, it's kind of smart, because then you get you get like a real side from her, like what she's truly thinking, without her being like, oh wait, she told you, now let me like try to like clean it up better.
The thing though that gets me though is you could feel this coming on, like this whole Jessel story. But, like, in the middle of it, like, there's this little flirting between, like, Brynn and, like, Gianna. And to be honest with you, like, Uba and Jessel sat on the boat like 2 lumps in a log, and Sai and Erin went in the water. I mean, I knew Brynn was not going to go in because I know she has that hair blown out. But Gianna was actually participating. Like, yes, she had a wetsuit on, but she did actually go in.
And you can't comment on the wetsuit because Heather Dubrow has her wetsuit on too. Yeah.
There you go.
So, I mean, you really can. And honestly, I'd probably have one on too. I
mean, her thing could be for the sun. I don't know, like, if her condition is messed by the sun. But, I mean, she was down there to get a tan, so probably not.
She just doesn't want to show it.
I'm sure that's what
her
it is.
choice,
but
though.
This is what
she
I
still
say.
Went and participated.
Because this is somebody trying to find a way to participate within her comfort zone. So she did. These 2 lumps on a log are sitting there talking about, they're pigeonholing me, they're picking my story apart, they're picking my childhood apart.
My favorite too on the boat, I don't know if you caught this, it was such a weird shot. I don't know if it was just poor editing, but when they brought the drinks out, there was like a long shot on the drink, and there was like phones on it. It was like a long stagnant shot in my opinion.
I didn't notice it.
It was like, for timing wise, it felt like it was
like video in you.
It was just, I was just like, why are we staring at this drink and these phones? I thought something was going on. Maybe it was the foreshadowing for later in the episode of the phone. Maybe, but I don't think it was because it was. I believe it was probably like Sai, Erin, and Brynn's phone based on the seating. Yeah. So it wouldn't have meant anything, but it was just, I don't know. It was like, why are we staring at this drink so long? It's just like an orange drink in a cup.
So they all end up at the front of the boat, and they're gonna chit chat and all, and Bryn's flirting with the boat captain. I mean, she's flirted with everybody. I mean, I guess she's setting up, this is who she is. And I just do think the flirting with Jenna is really cute, because the only thing that makes me sad is that I hope Jenna is not really taking her seriously, and that she is just playing along with the joking. But I do love that she participates right back with it. Like, she will say so casually, I'm right there, yep, I'm down, that would be a yes for me. So it is cute. It seems like they're opening up to building this little I could see a friendship between them, and that Bryn seemed like she wanted with her, and and whatnot. But they start right back into the whole Jessel thing, and then Bryn starts, she quickly shares, hey, she told me all about that you guys were really picking on her and, coming down hard on her and picking her story apart and all like that. And then Sai just gets really, really angry. Yeah, I mean, Bryn was funny. She's like, oh, someone brought Brooklyn down here and they're raring to go. We got veins popping and I'm just going to get my snacks and move along. And I mean, she's funny sometimes with some of the stuff that she does say, but
I mean, honestly, Bryn was probably the best part of the episode. Yeah, because she kept you, she gave you those little lines. She gave you, your little moments you needed.
Yeah. Even
but,
in her
if it wasn't, I don't think if she,
boring.
I'd be really bored. Yeah, and I probably would have shut the episode off and just laid down in my stomach ache and called it a night.
She gave a couple of good sit downs, and even stuff like that was very funny. See, I don't know what they want from her, to be honest. I agree with her, with Jessel and Uba in that respect. I don't know what they want from her, because she is trying to tell her story, and I'm sorry, but if somebody asked me to tell my story, my mother would be a very big part of my story, because it's something that happened or it made me who I am, that, she died young and this and that. And, how do they know that's not what made her who she is? And, Uba said that. Your family is who you are. So that could have been a crucial part of the story. And who are they to say that it's not?
Yeah.
I don't know. They're trying to say that
I guess maybe it was just, too... Maybe they thought it was too heavy.
Yeah, I think it went too much, too long. Because that's what she was trying to say, is, it's never a simple answer with you. It's always has to be but why? That's not how she tells a story. Not everybody tells stories the same way. Some people are Dorit's. Yeah. So, oh my... Well, no. Some people... That is too much, Dorit. Oh. But, they made a whole season out of that, please. But the funny thing is, they discuss this, and then all of a sudden they're just it's almost like two little children in a moment, and they were done.
Well, then the guy comes up, and I think they offer to let Jessel drive the boat. Yeah, and she goes up there and she goes, "What do I have to do to throw these ladies off the boat?" And he goes, "Speed up."
But it was
I'm hoping that was just editing, and they were just putting a clip of him saying "speed up" and not him saying, "Well, just go faster."
I don't know.
You'll rock them right off the boat.
But they did seem like they got along, and then they end up honestly at dinner, and there it is. That's it. It's dinner, and they seem like they're all getting along again. I just don't understand. This dinner, I don't think anybody really had a fight at. It didn't seem.
Did they? Oh yeah, they did go to dinner.
Yeah, they went to dinner.
Listen, here's the thing.
They each told an embarrassing story.
I'm kind of glad, in a sense. I know Heather said, "Oh, why can't we just go on vacation and relax?" But because all these girls are doing is relax, eat, I'm very confused, and it's all getting mushed into my brain. Where at least with OC, I can be okay, yeah, that happened before they did the swim aerobics. Yeah, that happened before they went to this. This, it's all just one big pile of lunches. That's all it really is. Because the only two things they've done outside of eating lunch is going on a boat. Yeah. And going down to the beach. That's it. Yeah. Everything else they've eaten.
And I feel all this is just a way for them to get to know each other better still. They're still just using these as excuses to get to know each other. But I just don't understand, because they go into oh, let's tell our most embarrassing story. So some of them were quite funny, and then some of them were But Jenna's was really funny, where somebody stepped on the back of a coat and she rocketed down the stairs, and she got picked up by a very famous actor, and I mean, hers was funny. Erin, I was a little disappointed.
Yeah, come on.
I mean, everybody else told stories. Sai pooped on herself. Was it Sai that pooped on herself? Yeah.
Sai pooped herself. Yeah. Jessel's top came off.
Uba had toilet paper on her, and Bryn shoved a tampon up her butt.
There you go.
So, and then
Erin's oh, and the
kids were embarrassing. I thought the kid, it was going to be the kid dumped food on the person's head
did something.
Yeah,
or anything.
I thought it was gonna be something like that, but no, she was.
That was kind of lame.
She was a little lame. And what's funny is apparently there was this prank that we didn't see at the dinner that we didn't see, and she got pushed in the pool, which I guess always people take that as oh, I'm in the pool, and she I guess wants to get her back. So
yeah. Well, she said she's the youngest, so they do like the pranks in the family.
Yeah.
So she's like, it's just, you know, let's have fun and like push each
but
other
I
back.
thought they honestly, I thought they got along. So like to me, it's like,
well, I think at first this was like a joke, and then I think
it was a joke.
No,
and I think all along
now,
she thought it was a joke too, Erin.
Yeah.
But I guess she took it to a place where Uba like this is what I understand about these girls. Like the things that upset them so, I don't see it coming.
Yeah.
Like, I know you get upset about your phone, but you did get your phone right back. Like, she made it sound like she was searching high and low for hours and hours and hours on end.
First off, I just looked down at one of the notes that are smack in the middle. I wish we could speed this up to 2 times speed. But I am a connoisseur of watching YouTube videos on 2 times speed if you talk a little too slow.
Yeah.
And these girls, they could have used a little, maybe 1.5, just a little faster. Let's get through it. Maybe that was just because I felt like I might have had to leave and go to the bathroom, that I needed them to hurry up. But I don't really know. I don't know when that was really taken because it's just kind of smack in the middle. But my thing with the Erin and Uba thing is like, if she didn't give your phone back or she damaged the phone in the process, I'd say okay, because these phones are like $1,000 phones.
Yeah.
That is one thing to be okay.
All of your, yeah, we know it has all of your stuff in it, but I mean,
you didn't look for it until hours later.
Yeah, that's what she was trying to say.
How are you going to be mad? You didn't even know. You should actually be happy because
you left it in the car. Technically,
yeah, like you didn't even know it was missing. So how are you mad about something that you didn't even know about?
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm having deja vu with another Housewife franchise with this situation. Someone took somebody's thing and they got upset. Can't remember who, but I feel like
trip, the Casamigos, the drink.
No, it wasn't the drink, because they gave it back. There was something like this. A phone. I can't remember who it was though.
But here's
I almost want to say New York again.
I feel like it was too.
I want to say it was like Leah took somebody's thing or something. Either I'm going there or I'm gonna go maybe Beverly Hills. I feel like it could be them.
This was very silly. I don't even know what she thought the prank was going to be about by taking her phone. I don't know.
Yeah, because she didn't know she had it. Like, and she didn't like take it and take like a picture, like a funny picture or anything. Like,
like that's what I'm saying. Like,
she just held on to her phone.
Yeah, I don't see what the prank was really supposed to be. Like, about what? Just keeping her phone from her. She can't find it. That's not really a prank. That's just like, whatever.
Okay, you held on her phone.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that a prank. Like, I would have rather see her like throw her in the pool again. Yeah, and like get her doubly wet or something, or let her dry off and then put like, or dump water on her or something. I don't know, something, but like
literally
that
anything else
didn't make any sense to me. I just didn't understand any of that. So I was happy when it was over. I'm not gonna lie, and
I'm not gonna lie. I did not think the sunglasses being ripped off the face and all this. I did not think that this was gonna be because of this phone.
No.
I thought it was something
going to be something
really... What is also worse is, I said this to you earlier, the whole last coming attraction made it seem like, in my opinion, the glasses were going to be in the middle of the episode. And it was like the credits started rolling as soon as she took the glasses off the face. So I'm like...
And all she kept saying was, just get away from me, just get away from me, just get away from me. So it was like, okay, I could see this is not going to be a productive fight of any kind.
No, but this is it. This is all we had for this week. Sorry if it was disappointing. Hopefully we entertained you with our Shannon Beador thoughts. And like we said earlier, we may talk about it. All the best, yeah. We'll talk about it probably more on our next episode of OC. Speaking of that, we do these episodes every Wednesday. We do the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City every Friday. And on Monday, we do the Real Housewives of OC. But that's it for this week. Hopefully you'll leave us a good rating. If you're on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Don't give us a thumbs down. Instead, leave a comment telling us how we can improve. Subscribe, follow, and turn notifications so you don't miss any episodes.
There you go. Hit the button. It's over.